Welcome to the chaotic, laugh-packed world of Everybody Loves Raymond, where family life is a hilarious battlefield. Back in 1996, Ray Romano brought Raymond Barone to life in Everybody Loves Raymond, a lovable, bumbling sports writer navigating family chaos with his wife, kids, and nosy parents across the street. At 38, Romano's relatable humor and everyman charm made the show a hit, earning him an Emmy in 2002. His stand-up roots shone through, blending wit with heart. Interesting fact, Romano's real-life twin sons inspired the twins on the show. In 2025, Ray Romano, now 67, keeps shining. He's tackling dramatic roles like in The Irishman and directing with Somewhere in Queens. A devoted dad of 4, he still loves golf and stand-up. In 1996, Patricia Heaton stole hearts as Deborah Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, the sharp-witted wife of Ray, juggling kids and meddling in-laws with sass and charm. At 38, Heaton's comedic timing and fiery chemistry with Ray Romano earned her 2 Emmys. Her warmth made Deborah relatable, yet fierce. Interesting fact, Heaton's role was almost recast after the pilot, but her persistence won the producers over. In 2025, Patricia Heaton, now 67, remains a powerhouse. She stars in Carol's second act, produces faith-based projects, and advocates for pro-life causes. A mom of 4, she's still active in charity and loves cooking. In 1996, Brad Garrett towered as Robert Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, Ray's brooding, jealous cop brother with a heart of gold. At 36, Garrett's deadpan delivery and 6'8" frame made Robert a fan favorite, earning him 3 Emmys. His deep voice and comedic timing were unforgettable. Interesting fact, Garrett was a stand-up comic who beat out John Leguizamo for the role. In 2025, Brad Garrett, now 65, keeps busy. He stars in sitcoms like Single Parents, does voice work for animated films, and runs his comedy club in Las Vegas. A father of 2, he's still cracking jokes and lending his voice to projects. In 1996, Doris Roberts shone as Marie Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, the overbearing, manipulative mom with a knack for guilt-tripping everyone. At 65, Roberts' razor-sharp wit and flawless comedic timing made Marie iconic, earning her 4 Emmys. Her warmth beneath the meddling won hearts. Interesting fact, Roberts was a Broadway veteran before the show, starring in The Desk Set with Shirley Booth. Doris Roberts passed away in 2016 at 90 from natural causes. Her legacy lives on through Everybody Loves Raymond reruns and roles in Grey's Anatomy and The Middle. A beloved actress and activist, she's remembered for her vibrant spirit. In 1996, Peter Boyle brought Frank Barone to life in Everybody Loves Raymond, the gruff, couch-loving dad with a sharp tongue and big heart. At 61, Boyle's deadpan humor and chemistry with Doris Roberts made Frank unforgettable, earning him 7 Emmy nominations. His tough guy vibe was pure gold. Interesting fact, Boyle played the monster in Young Frankenstein, showing his comedic range long before. Peter Boyle passed away in 2006 at 71 from multiple myeloma and heart disease. His legacy endures through Everybody Loves Raymond reruns and films like Taxi Driver. A devoted husband, he's remembered for his grit and warmth. In 1996, Madeline sweet and charmed as Ally Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, Ray and Deborah's sweet, curious daughter. At just 5, Madeline's natural talent and adorable delivery made her a standout, growing up on screen alongside her real-life brothers, Sawyer and Sullivan. Her innocence balanced the Barone chaos. Interesting fact, Madeline started acting at 3, landing commercials before the show. In 2025, Madeline Sweeten, now 34, has stepped back from acting but occasionally voices characters and produces short films. She's focused on mental health advocacy, inspired by her brother Sawyer's tragic passing. A Texas resident, she enjoys a quiet life with her family. In 1996, Sawyer sweetened melted hearts as Jeffrey Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, one of Ray and Deborah's mischievous twin sons. At just one, Sawyer, alongside his real-life twin Sullivan, brought toddler energy and charm to the Barone family. His natural cuteness lit up the screen. Interesting fact, Sawyer and Sullivan were cast after producers saw them playing together at an audition. Sawyer Sweeten tragically passed away in 2015 at 19 from suicide. His loss deeply affected his family and fans. Remembered for his bright smile in Everybody Loves Raymond reruns, his legacy inspires mental health awareness and support. In 1996, Sullivan sweetened won hearts as Michael Barone in Everybody Loves Raymond, one of Ray and Deborah's lively twin sons. At just one, Sullivan, alongside his real-life twin Sawyer, brought playful energy and adorable antics to the Barone household. His natural charm was a show highlight. Interesting fact, Sullivan and Sawyer were discovered for the role after their mom brought them to an open casting call. In 2025, Sullivan Sweeten, now 30, lives a private life away from Hollywood. After losing his brother Sawyer, he focuses on family and mental health advocacy. Occasionally, he attends fan events, cherishing his Raymond memories. In 1996, Monica Horan joined Everybody Loves Raymond as Amy McDougal, Robert's sweet, quirky girlfriend turned wife. At 33, Horan's warm comedic timing and chemistry with Brad Garrett made Amy a fan favorite, especially in her recurring turned regular role. Her wholesome charm balanced the Barone chaos. Interesting fact, Horan is married to the show's creator, Phil Rosenthal, in real life. In 2025, Monica Horan, now 62, continues acting in theater and guest starring on TV, including The Bold and the Beautiful. She's active in philanthropy, supporting arts education. A mom of two, she enjoys traveling with her husband and advocating for community causes. In 1996, Andy Kindler popped up as Andy in Everybody Loves Raymond, Ray's neurotic, wisecracking friend from the sports desk. At 39, Kindler's sarcastic humor and fast-talking delivery brought a sharp edge to his recurring role, perfectly complementing Ray's laid-back vibe. His stand-up roots added zing to every scene. Interesting fact, Kindler's known for his annual State of the Industry speech at the Just for Laughs Festival, roasting comedy trends. In 2025, Andy Kindler, now 68, stays busy with stand-up and voice work, including Bob's Burgers. He hosts podcasts, critiques comedy, and lives in LA, still delivering biting humor with a loyal fan base. In 1996, John Manfrotati brought Johnny to life in Everybody Loves Raymond, Ray's laid-back, wisecracking buddy who often stirred up trouble. At 39, Manfrotati's easygoing charm and comedic timing made Johnny a memorable recurring character, always ready with a quip or scheme. His chemistry with Ray Romano was spot on. Interesting fact, Manfrotati and Ray Romano were real-life friends before the show, which inspired his casting. In 2025, John Manfrotati, now 68, continues acting, with roles in Men of a Certain Age and indie films. Based in New York, he writes screenplays and occasionally performs stand-up, staying true to his comedic roots. In 1996, Tom McGowan lit up Everybody Loves Raymond as Bernie Gruenfelder, Ray's goofy, food-loving friend and half of the hilarious Bernie and Linda couple. At 37, McGowan's warm humor and impeccable comedic timing made Bernie a fan-favorite recurring character, always bringing laughs with his laid-back vibe. His chemistry with Andy Kindler was comedy gold. Interesting fact, McGowan is a Broadway veteran, starring in La Bette, earning a Tony nomination. In 2025, Tom McGowan, now 66, keeps acting in TV shows like Frasier and theater productions. A family man, he teaches acting workshops and lives in LA, still charming audiences with his versatile talent. In 1996, Katherine Helmont graced Everybody Loves Raymond as Lois Whalen, Deborah's posh, meddling mother. At 67, Helmont's elegant charm and sharp comedic timing made Lois a standout in her recurring role, clashing hilariously with Marie. Her seasoned wit elevated every scene. Interesting fact, Helmont was already a TV legend, starring as Jessica Tate in Soap and earning 7 Emmy nominations. Katherine Helmont passed away in 2019 at 89 from Alzheimer's disease complications. Her legacy lives on through Everybody Loves Raymond reruns, Who's the Boss, and films like Brazil. A beloved actress, she's remembered for her vibrant spirit and comedic brilliance. In 1996, Fred Willard joined Everybody Loves Raymond as Hank McDougal, Amy's uptight, devout father with a dry wig. At 62, Willard's comedic genius and impeccable timing made Hank a hilarious recurring character, clashing with the Baroness in memorable scenes. His deadpan delivery was pure gold. Interesting fact, Willard improvised many of his lines, adding his signature quirky flair. Fred Willard passed away in 2020 at 86 from natural causes. His legacy shines in Everybody Loves Raymond reruns, Modern Family, and films like Best in Show. A comedy icon, he's remembered for his infectious humor and warm personality. In 1996, Georgia Engel enchanted as Pat McDougal in Everybody Loves Raymond, Amy's gentle, soft-spoken mother. At 48, Engel's sweet demeanor and subtle comedic timing made Pat a beloved recurring character, quietly stealing scenes with her warmth and quirky charm. Her chemistry with Fred Willard was delightful. Interesting fact, Engel was a Broadway star, earning a Tony nomination for Hello, Dolly. Georgia Engel passed away in 2019 at 70. The cause was undisclosed. Her legacy lives on in Everybody Loves Raymond reruns, The Mary Tyler Moore Show, and Hot in Cleveland. She's remembered for her angelic voice and radiant kindness. In 1996, Maggie Wheeler sparkled as Linda Gruenfelder in Everybody Loves Raymond, Bernie's lively wife and part of Ray's fun-loving friend group. At 35, Wheeler's vibrant energy and sharp comedic timing made Linda a memorable recurring character, bringing warmth and humor to every scene. Her chemistry with Tom McGowan was spot on. Interesting fact, Wheeler is iconic as Janice on Friends, known for her unforgettable "Oh my God" catchphrase. In Nandi's 2025, Maggie Wheeler, now 64, continues acting, with roles in Shameless and voice work in animated series. A mom of 2, she teaches acting in LA and performs music, staying true to her creative roots. In 1996, Robert Culp appeared as Warren Whalen in Everybody Loves Raymond, Deborah's laid-back, charming father. At 66, Culp's smooth charisma and seasoned comedic timing made Warren a memorable recurring character, contrasting hilariously with Marie's intensity. His easygoing vibe added depth to family dynamics. Interesting fact, Culp was a TV legend, starring as Kelly Robinson in I Spy, earning an Emmy nomination. Robert Culp passed away in 2010 at 79 from a heart attack. His legacy endures through Everybody Loves Raymond reruns, I Spy, and films like Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice. He's remembered for his suave talent. In 1996, Chris Elliott brought Peter McDougal to Everybody Loves Raymond, Amy's eccentric, comic book-loving brother. At 36, Elliott's offbeat humor and quirky delivery made Peter a hilarious recurring character, clashing with Robert while adding oddball charm to the Barone world. His comedic flair was unforgettable. Interesting fact, Elliott co-created the cult classic Get a Life, showcasing his unique comedic style. In 2025, Chris Elliott, now 65, keeps audiences laughing with roles in Schitt's Creek and The Good Fight. He writes books, performs comedy, and lives in New York with his family, still embracing his signature weird and wonderful humor. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.